Hey everyone, it's Ted. I'm doing an unboxing video today. This is the Azrael action figure from the Batman The Adventures Continue toy line, also known as Azbats. This is the famous batsuit that the character wore during the Nightfall story arc that introduced Bane to the Batman world. This is the one where Batman's back got broken, then Azrael came in and replaced him as Batman for a few issues. This is something we've never seen depicted in the DC animated universe before this toy, which went on to inspire the tie-in comics, the Batman The Adventures Continue 7-issue miniseries. That's written by Paul Dini and Alan Burnett with art by Ty Templeton. Ty also did the design for this toy. He actually did this first. The toys came first and then the tie-in comic was announced later. So when the toys were first announced, they were supposed to include a biography by Paul Dini that explained how Azrael fit into the animated universe. I'm not expecting to find that here because my understanding is now that the comic is coming out, they decided to just get rid of the bios and like read the comic if you want to know how they fit in. Azrael was in number 4. He first appears in Gotham City wearing that red hood and a kind of skull mask aesthetic that he has in the mainstream comics. When he gets invited to the Batcave, Batman's like, hey, I've got this spare costume. If you're gonna be running around Gotham City, you should wear this thing. So Azrael's like, okay, fine, cool. And they're trying to find this thing called the Shawl of Madeline that had been stolen from the Order of Saint Dumas. It was a mystical item that was rumored to be able to make people immortal, to resurrect somebody. A lot of red herrings there, pun intended, because it's like, did Red Hood get resurrected when he was killed by the Joker? I don't know. So actually, I do know. Azrael and Batman hunt down the Penguin for information about the Shaw of Madeline. He's got this new enforcer called Mr. Wing, which is one of the best parts of the Adventures Continue comic. Go read it. Go read number 4. Mr. Wing is awesome. We need a Mr. Wing action figure. I wish I was reviewing a Mr. Wing action figure right now. All right. That's kind of his story arc in the Batman The Adventures Continue comic. What else can I tell you about this toy? It is one of many lines of DC animated universe merchandise over the years. In the early 90s, it was Kenner, the toy company that had the license to make these Batman action figures based off the cartoon. I had a bunch of those when I was younger, and you may think that you had an Azrael toy yourself from that line back in the day, but that was actually, it's made by Kenner, but it's from a line called Legends of the Dark Knight that adapted a bunch of stuff from the comics into action figures. I had to break James's bubble the other day and tell him like, no, you didn't have an Azrael, but like I knew exactly what he was talking about. I'm sure it's somewhere on the screen here right now too. Kenner did all the Mask of the Phantasm toys, animated series toys. They did the ones for Superman. And then when Justice League premiered, Mattel got the license to start making action figures. So there was a whole line of DC animated toys in that style from Mattel. Azrael never made it into a toy from either of those lines, although Mattel was starting to expand and not just do characters from the Justice League Unlimited show. They were starting to bring in characters from the comics that had never been in it, like Animal Man and Blue Beetle and people like that. Azrael would have been a ripe character for that, but I guess he just didn't get around to him. DC Direct made this after doing a bunch of toys in the animated style. They basically did most of the main characters from Batman the Animated Series and the New Batman Adventures, but they didn't complete the New Batman Adventures before the line got canceled. Instead of doing those, they went ahead and brought characters from the Batman comic books into the animated toy line, which is cool. I thought it was really cool when I first saw it. I was like, oh, we've never seen these people depicted in this way before. So yeah, let's look at the box. So you can see he's here. He's got a couple different hands. We'll open this here in a second, kind of figure those out. When I was younger, I was always kind of interested in the backboard here because most of the toy lines had like all the other action figures listed. And so it's kind of cool to be like, oh, these are the other ones. I want to complete the line. And there's nothing on the back. It was sculpted by Paul Harding. He took Ty Templeton's designs, and Paul Harding of Harding Studios is the one who actually made this sculpt. And just a couple weeks ago on Instagram, I saw the 3D printed sculpt of the Batman Who Laughs, and that looked so cool. But rumors are it might be canceled, so we'll see what happens to that one. You know what? I think we should just get down to it and start opening it. Let's see what happens. I am not a big action figure person myself. I've never done one of these videos before. I'm sure there's plenty of other places if you want to like get into the nitty gritty of like, oh, this kind of articulation and stuff. I don't know the language, so I'm just gonna open it and we'll notice what we notice. How should I start? I guess from the front. That was a pretty effective way to start. Okay, get them out of the plastic here. Okay, that wasn't so hard. Sometimes they have like all these metal twisty ties and stuff, and I don't see any of that, so trash. So first of all, there's, here he is still in the plastic. I'll leave him there for a second. It came with this little brochure. So I'm gonna open this up. Ah, okay. So on one side, you've got the logos of Batman Adventures Continue and the Batman the Animated Series logo. And, on the back, this is what I wanted on the back of the backboard. So this would have been really cool to see on that, but at least it's here on this piece of paper. So you can see like these top figures are the ones from the classic Batman the Animated Series line, and the bottom ones with the orange background are the Adventures Continue toys. So if you subscribe to the Watchtower Database, as you should already be, you can watch James Strecker do a review on Red Hood here pretty soon. So that's a good incentive to stick around. All right, let's get Azrael out of the plastic. There is a metal twisty tie. I knew there would be. You know what? I started this stream without thinking that I might need scissors. I've got a production assistant in the room. Can you grab me some scissors? In the meantime, I'm just gonna set them back down as the scissors come. Might even cut around this part of the video. I don't know. I don't know if we will or not. Maybe we will. Thank you. All right, so now let's actually get them out. Now that we can cut them free. All right, freedom. Okay, I gotta like pull him up, and like his cape is in the back here too at the same time. So this is kind of tricky. I think if I get the cape out first. There we go. All right, here he is. Let's move him around a little bit to see the sort of articulation he has. So he can like bend his arms and stuff like that. He can go out. That's kind of cool. His head goes left and right, but doesn't go up and down. So he's always gonna be no, it does go up a little bit. Legs, he can bend at the knee, and he can bend at the foot. So if you tuned into the 24-hour live stream birthday bash, you might have caught my panel with Kaysen Piliad from the Inanimate Objects. It's a website that features all of Kaysen's custom action figure work. So we talked a little bit about this toy line from the Adventures Continue, and he warned me that Azrael here has a rubber pelvis. So I kind of expected opening this day to be like, okay, what's up with the rubber pelvis? He didn't like this aspect. It's right here, it is rubber, because he could see it rubbing off on the paint after a while. Like if you moved it in a certain way, like you can kind of see his belts like coming off a little bit too with the rubber. Or no, it's just the way that he's like twisted. I can see why that would give him concern, but it's not really causing any problems for me. I guess like in terms of rubbing the paint off, it might just be the part behind the belt. So he also can kind of like sit like that, and then his torso also kind of moves a little bit like that. Cool. So now I will see if I can actually stand him up. Maybe not. I gotta make sure his legs are straight first. There we go. That'll stay. All right. Oh no. All right. I'm just gonna prop him up against the box. Here we go. Okay. He's got a couple little hands in here, so let's get the hands out. 2 different pairs of hands and a battering. Oh no. He's really flimsy. He has really small feet. So if you intend to stand them up, definitely buy yourself some little plastic stands. So he's got 2 of these hands, left and right, that are kind of like clenched, like they could hold something. One of those things being this blue little batarang that came with it. So we'll try to put that in his hands in a second. And he's also got these other ones that have these sort of like gray fingertips to the end of them. This reminds me of his spiked gauntlets from the actual comic book. And there was this book called Manhunter that I really enjoyed reading back in the day. Kate Spitzer Manhunter like formed her costume out of all these spare parts in the Gotham City storage room. One of them including these gauntlets from Azrael. So I've always thought that was kind of cool. I'm considering these part of her costume. I'm gonna put the other hands on him and try to put a batarang in his hand and see what happens. I feel so strange like trying to pop out his hand. Like I don't want to break it. That seems to be the idea, right? I know you don't pop off the entire arm. Is there like a release button? I know all of y'all at home right now who like have a bunch of these figures, because I know they all come with multiple hands. You're probably looking at me right now just like, just pull it off. I've almost, yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. So it is like just this little kind of stub. You're really in there good. You have to loosen it up. You know what? I'm gonna keep that one on. I've just made a judgment call. He's gonna keep his left hand clenched and his right hand here is gonna be this guy. So I'm gonna try to put that on and put a batarang. All right, there he is. Oh no, he just dropped the batarang. Yeah, I guess this is pretty much all of Azrael. It's a pretty sick figure. I'm glad I made it. I just think it's really cool that these exist at all. This was the only one I was gonna buy originally until I realized the line was getting canceled early. So I was kind of like, you know what, this is like a one in a lifetime kind of thing. Just this line of figures based off these characters that never appeared in the show. Well, before it was, I don't know how many they're gonna make. Now I know, okay, they're only gonna make 4. So they are probably gonna increase in value here pretty soon too, because it's such a limited run. So if you are are interested in getting one of these yourself, you should go on eBay or wherever you go to get your stuff like this. Go to your local comic book store. They can probably order you some. Get these if you want one, because they're probably going to go pretty fast. Another way to win one is we are giving one away as a Watchtower Database giveaway prize. Azrael and Red Hood on the lineup of giveaways during our 24-hour live stream, but we didn't quite meet those tiers. We're still going to give those toys away when we do meet those tiers eventually. So pay attention for ways that you can win this toy. Yeah, awesome. Y'all, thanks for joining me today on this unboxing video, my first one ever. And stick around because James has either done one of these already or he's gonna do one really soon. And that should be really fun also. He's gonna do Red Hood. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that stuff. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/DCAU Watchtower because we have a bunch of cool perks over there as well. And we do Twitch, twitch.tv/DCAU Watchtower, where every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, me, James, and Maddie are all on there doing different types of streams. Video games, comic book reading, novelization readings, all sorts of stuff. We got a lot of fun things here at the Watchtower Database. The Watchtower Database. Watch baby data tower. All right, bye. Hey guys, what are you doing in the boxes over there? Help us, Azrael, we're stuck, we're trapped. NRFB. NRFB? What's NRFB? Never removed from box. Help us, you're our ally, you gotta help us. How am I supposed to get you out? I don't have any scissors. Oh, fuck. I still don't have any scissors, what do I do? I don't know, we're gonna kill you. Okay.